Hey YouTube, Dread Joker here. I do apologize. For the foreseeable future, the audio quality will be a little lower because I am working from home now due to the current situation we all know about. I won't go into it because we all have enough negativity in our lives as is. So instead, I wanted to show you what is currently the jewel of my collection. And it is also why that the screen is so black right now, and you can see barely anything, because it's blacklight reactive. And that's the first thing I wanted to test. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gunpla Expo exclusive clear version of the Master Grade Justice Gundam that came out a little while ago. This kit is currently the jewel of my collection, and it is the one kit in my collection that outright terrifies me at the moment. Getting the black light in here better, let's get a better reaction so you can see just how good this thing glows. I mean, look at that. All of the pink parts on here just go ballistic under a black light. Unfortunately, as you can see, not everything reacts equally. Let's just get the light down lower. And try not to hit everything else on my new set, because working from home, I am using something totally different now. You see, the closer you get, some parts do react better. I gotta back this off a little bit because the balance is screwing up my camera. So, the white parts on here react really well. The pink absolutely reacts the best. There is, go figure, no reaction from brown, and unfortunately, not everything else is truly reactive. So, getting that out of the way, I just wanted to do that real quick so that way we could actually see everything. And even the gun has reactive, so you'd think that that would be a bit of a problem, but no, the striping on the gun is actually in that clear plastic, versus on some of the older kits where it would be, unfortunately, like a really hideously gaudy sticker. So getting that out of the way, we'll jump right into it, and it's going to get a little dark here for a second, unless I can stretch and grab my... Okay, I can. Getting the light back up and the black light turned off, we will get into the bulk of this review. And when I say bulk, this is easily the largest kit in my collection currently when it comes to basic master grades. I have another kit behind me, and I'm just going to pull out the kit's beam sabers so that I can show you a little something different they did for the Justice Gundam that I don't believe they have done on any other kit, and like they certainly have not done this on the Freedom 2.0. Let me just find his beam sabers, which are, of course, in the bottom of the box. Ah, there we go. So, here is your standard Master Grade beam saber. Here's the one from the Justice Gundam. They are pretty different in length. I'd say there's a good inch and a half on the Justice Gundam's beam sabers versus the other ones, and that means this guy's got some insane reach. So moving my next kit for review back behind me, we will get into the bulk of this. Straight up, this thing does have some issues. I am going to limit the articulation in one area because I have had enough figures with this problem, and I really wish companies that do this would stop doing this. The area in question that I'm talking about, and I'm going to drop the camera down here so you can get a better look at this, get it about yay high, lock it in, and I do apologize for the shakiness, my tripod broke. So, the neck mount is gone. The area I'm talking about for the thing that absolutely terrifies me and should be absolutely cautioned when assembling this kit. Right here in this shoulder and this shoulder, it is the peg that goes into the part that is in here. This is a solid, clear peg. What that means is it is the weakest part on this entire kit. Everybody and their grandmother's going to tell you it's these hips. No. It's this joint right here. Because over time, clear plastic parts, if they're used in joints, or have pins in them, or are used for a full body, like so, will develop massive issues. Now, they use clear plastic for the ball sockets here. I can forgive that, that's understandable. So, there are some areas where this kit could do a lot better. And in case anybody's wondering, this is just the standard version of the inner frame that's here. It's been given a different plastic that they use. It's the same material, but it's the different, it's the more metallic gray plastic they have. I don't really know how to describe it. But this is an incredibly enjoyable build. The most complex part about this that you will build is the backpack. So on that topic, let's just take the Justice off real quick so we can... Get out of here, bug. Take a better look at everything. And this thing is huge, by the way. This thing has a 17-inch wingspan when fully expanded. So it's pretty damn big. He does have the standard beam rifle, which is really beautifully done. I really do love the way this is. And on the other kits, like, I wish that on the standard Master Grade, this purple part right here, which would be like a darkish red / lightish pink on the standard one, I wish that this was just clear like this. This looks so beautiful. I mean, let's just get a zoom in on that so you can hopefully see what's going on. I mean, it gives you that, like, energy rush effect. Like, kind of like if this was Transformers, like it's got dark energon flowing through it. It's just beautiful. Moving in, there is a couple of issues of note on this. On the head, number one, I love this head. This head is amazing. It's different, to say the least. Once again, the main camera, and of course the rear camera, but, you know, you expect that with kits nowadays. Even for this, which is a premium Bandai, and an Expo exclusive, you still have to use the sticker or color it yourself because it just comes plain clear. Bandai, I love you. Would it have killed you? Would it have killed you to use transparent plastic there? I mean, you kinda, sorta used it on everything else in this box. But this thing does have, like, the base kit. I am going to get that too, so I will do a more in-depth articulation review on that one. But this kit is absolutely beautiful. I do highly recommend it for anybody looking to get their first clear kit. I am going to caution you, though. Again, take your time. This is not something you can just speed build. I did in sections, but that was only on the inner frame because I had already built the Freedom 2.0. And the inner frames are identical. So that does mean that the backpacks should be cross-compatible. I do not have the Freedom 2.0 over at my desk, or review set at the moment. I can't call it a desk, it's a freaking voting booth I retrofitted. Yeah, I somehow managed to get my hands on a voting booth of all things. A collapsible voting booth. Don't ask why I have it. They had it at Goodwill. Don't ask why Goodwill had it either. I can't tell you, and neither can they. But this has a lot of good detail. Like, this is an inner frame lover's dream because you can just see everything. It's still got the standard ZGMF X09A on the butt here, and the butt does move. You've got the tab here so you can store the beam rifle back on the butt if you want to. It's a little finicky because, you know, clear plastic and all. You got moving thrusters here, which, again, really nice touch. The ankles, like the toes, the ankles are pretty static except for forwards and backwards. I mean, it is the Justice, so we all know what the Justice was known for, and it wasn't exactly, you know, striking poses on the ground. This thing was an aerial mobile suit through and through. Its feet, however, have insane levels of bend downwards. That's just one joint. Then you've got a secondary joint in there too, which does pull out. So this toe can go even further down. Inside both of the feet is also a peg. This peg is for attaching it to the backpack. And oh boy. It does get a little unstable when you do this. I am just telling you that this kit wants to be unstable. There is literally no getting this kit to stand when the backpack is attached. It is swappable finger style, as is all the other kits that have come out recently. It works. I can't really say much negative about it. I mean, you're really going to give it like whatever fingers you want for it, and then you're just going to put the rest in the box and never touch them again. And it does have an opening cockpit. Inside you can see the, well, attempt to see the little pilot of Atherin in there. I mean, it works. But, I mean, it's not my personal favorite accessory. And this is for the running gag I have with this kit. I'm just going to lay it down because, like I said, it doesn't want to stand. Now I get to root around in the box to find him because, you know, white clear plastic. Yeah, in a white box. There we go. Oops. My personal favorite accessory we get with this kit is a 1/100 Atherin hologram. This is hilarious. Like, it's so clear, it literally looks like a hologram. And I could have... No, I do have him forward. This is one of those things where you either know the character's profiles or you don't get him right the first time around. But, I mean, this is funny just seeing him up here just like... Kira, you must go to the Dagobah system. Just seeing, like, clear stuff like this is hilarious. You could just put this on, like, a little LED base. Like, take a little bit of hot glue and a Gundam LED or something like that, or even a tea light from, like, Dollar Tree or some other store, put it on there, and then all of a sudden you'd have your own little hologram of him. It's hilarious. Putting him back in the box so I don't lose him. Let's go on to the shield. There are absolutely no polycaps in this kit, by the way. So, the Freedom 2.0 and the Justice 2.0, they don't use polycaps by extension, so this also applies to the Providence. The Providence also uses the exact same frame. So it uses the same as the Freedom, which means there's going to be quite a few leftover parts. You get a few. Of note, the thruster binder things from the wings. Almost the whole wing assembly. And if anybody's wondering, or if anybody wants to try something with these, if you have the Sinanju Stein narrative version, the arms actually fit into these joints. So, I mean, there's something. You get the original side covers for the legs. Fingers, more fingers. A bunch of stuff. Basically, if you want to know all the stuff you get in this kit that's just left over, I highly suggest looking up the manual if you do not already own these kits. Because there is a lot of spare parts left over. So if you're good at scratch building, this might be a good kit for you. Weakest parts of the shield. This handle. At least, yeah, it just doesn't come... It just doesn't stay in very well. This applies to every version of this kit. It's not exclusive to the clear version. It's just a problem it has. And You gotta love the clear. I mean, look at that. Bleed through. It's beautiful. I mean, that's why you get a clear kit, because you want eye candy. You want something you can put a light on, and it'll just turn your desk into a stained glass window. That is one of the beautiful things about a clear kit. Getting into the backpack. Oh my god. Now, full disclosure, I have not decaled this thing. Why have I not decaled this thing? I don't want to screw this thing up any more than, I potentially already have. This backpack is fucking massive. Again, you can see through it. You can see the inner frame. You can see like it has eyes there, but no, you just pull it apart and whoa. This is what I mean by it has a giant profile. You've got these two parts right here. These are covers that go on. So when I was building this, because they don't really address these parts very much, by process of elimination, you have to figure out that these are whole covers. Thank you, Bandai. Getting this back in so I don't lose it. There we go. This does have one other notable area that is just a pain to get to stay together, and I don't know if it's my copy or if it's this kit in general. And I mean the base kit, not the premium version, because every premium kit's got its fair share of issues too. Anybody who says otherwise is clearly lying. On the wings, this joint right here wants to come apart in some, like right here. When you're rotating it, it wants to come off from this peg. There's nothing really aside from friction holding this peg into this hole. So you put it back in, it's all well and good. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. This is a beautiful, beautiful kit. So, assembling this though, pay attention to the thruster assembly. It's easy to get messed up. But when you pull one, the thrusters just slide out. I love this feature. I wish other kits would do this more. This is very well done. I love the profile on this thing. It actually screams Stealth Bomber, or just straight up like a base jabber. It screams that. You've got articulation up here in the cannons. They can pull down, they can fold way down, so this thing can target stuff well below it. They can slide forward at this point here. I don't recommend doing this. This is just held in there by friction, and it will come off the track. The cannons up top can move too, so it can aim all the way down, then aim forward for reasons. Then you can pull these forward, and they do have a pivot point here. So now you've got a pivot point there and a pivot point there, which means when flying forward, this thing can target stuff directly behind it just by aiming the main guns down and climbing a little bit. It aims down, it climbs up, it fires, problem solved. Also, take that, Space Tailgaters. You've got additional guns here, 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 and here. And these cannons up here, oh my god. Pay attention when assembling these. These are a nightmare because of how small they are. You've got the barrel here, which is a separate piece. This is a separate piece. And so it's just three pieces that go together. How hard could that be? Well, getting them all lined up, because they've got to go in at the same time this part behind here, behind the vent covering here, goes on. And on that topic, Bandai, seriously, I have to give you guys props, like really big props. There's actually a legitimate turbine in here. Like, you can see them. Like, you've got the covering here, then there's this depth that just works. Seriously, keep it up. The other part that scared the ever-loving crap out of me when putting it on was this tail fin, because it just gets wedged in between these panels back here, and I have a notoriously bad reputation when working with clear parts. Especially plastic. So when I do get my hands on the standard version of the Justice Gundam, I will cover all of its features in depth. And I will leave a reminder to myself to do that in every review that I do until I actually do it. And this is once I get my hands on that kit. So, future me, when you go and check this for quality issues, don't be lazy. So yes, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, wondering where I got this, I will straight up tell you this. I got this from the USA Gundam store, and it was the last one they have. Sorry anybody who was looking at it, but you should have ordered it before me. Just saying. So, thank you, USA Gundam Store, for having this in stock, and sorry anybody who was looking at getting it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments section down below. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. And if you have any kits you recommend me getting for the future to check out, and yes, the Perfect Grade Perfect Strike is on my list. So is the Deep Striker, but yeah, all in good time. Anything you want me to check out in the future, leave down in the comments section below. I will be more than happy to check it out if I'm able to. Thank you for watching. Peace.